Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. We're going to be teaching you some guitar, and I'm going to be teaching you a song, which is, it's pretty simple. You just gotta learn how to do some finger styling. I recommend taking some basic finger styling lessons, watch a YouTube video on the basics, basically. So yeah, I want your guitar in drop D tuning. It should sound like this. That's what it should sound like. You just lower the low E string up here. You want to lower it down to a drop D. So you should be playing in D, A, Sigma, D, G, B, E. So yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is all the strings stay the same except from standard tuning. All the strings stay the same except from the low one. I taught myself guitar, so I'm like, don't get triggered in the comments, okay? I'm trying to spread knowledge, okay? So I'm gonna show you the chords. You want to put your pinky finger, 12th fret of the high E string here. Should sound like that. Then you want to put your middle finger, no, not middle finger, ring finger. You want to put it on the G string, of the yeah, same fret, G string basically. And then you want to put your middle finger right next to that on the 11th fret on the G string still. And then you want to put your index finger. I like wrapping my thumb around like hugging the neck because it gives me a little bit more control. And then you put your index finger on the B string and you put it on the 10th fret. And it should sound like, this is the first chord, this is what it should sound like. Okay, that's it. And then the next chord is going to be just as simple. The reason you'll have your fingers like this is so you can easily drop down to the next chord, which is going to be simply you raise your pinky and your ring finger, and then you just hold down the bottom, so basically on the high E and the B string here, you want to just cover those frets on the 10th on both of those strings, and then you want to play on the 11th fret where your finger was before, where your middle finger was before. You don't want to just keep it there. Should sound like that. So it will go from this to this, and then all you want to do from this position here is you want to drop down so basically you just drop. You can keep the same pattern basically, and you just drop it down. So that your middle finger is on the 9th fret and your index finger is covering the rest of the 8th fret. So it should sound like this. And then you go and you do a D chord here. So basically you just put your middle finger on the high E string, 7th fret, and then you put your ring finger on the B string, 8th fret, and then you put your index finger on the G string, 7th fret. And it should sound like that. Let me just show you more of the guitar. And then you wanna drop down. You remember the finger pattern that we had earlier when we dropped down from the first chord with your index finger and your middle finger? So you want to do that same kind of thing, but now you just play it on the hold on. Now you just play it on the G string. You play it on the 6th fret, and on the B and the E string you play it on the 5th. You just hold your index finger down on both those strings, and then you just strum. And then final chord until we get to the next part of the song is how I do it. I got large fingers, so you might want to play it differently. This is all optional. Like everything in this video is optional. This is just how I play it. So you got your middle finger on the 5th fret G string. You got your ring finger on the B string, same fret, and then then you want to put your index finger down on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then you want to. Should sound like that. I'll play them all for you again, so it should sound like this. Okay. Okay, then this is where the finger styling comes in. So I've never tried to do a lesson, so this is just basically live. So I'm gonna try and do this the best I can. So you wanna, I'm pretty sure it's called treble picking, but you wanna see the A string, basically the one. If you're a complete beginner, this is like a complete beginner friendly tutorial. So you see this, so basically the A string, which is the string underneath the lowest string up here, the lowest sounding string, the A string, so you wanna, so that's that, and you wanna like pluck the A string and the high E 12th fret when you're doing this chord, and you wanna pluck them at the same time like this. Okay, you got that? Okay, then you wanna like probably move your I usually pluck it with my thumb on the top, and then my middle finger at the bottom, and then you wanna oh, I'm getting distracted. There's like a fly in one of the beer bottles next to my desk. It's making a lot of sound. Either use your index finger here, so you go, and then you basically just play the next 2 strings down from the A string. So you play the D and the G. So you go. So I'm gonna play it with that. So basically just like this. How I play it is I pluck with my middle finger and my thumb at the start, and then I pluck the D string with my index finger, and then I move my middle finger and I pluck the G string like that, and then so that's basically one part. This is basically just the finger. It will follow the exact same pattern all the way down. So don't worry, pretty much for the whole song. So once you've learned this pattern, then like there'll be more after this, but like once you've learned it, you should be good for the whole song, pretty much until the end. Oh, there we are. Got some muted strings there. Okay, so now you wanna, when you get to this, you wanna hit the low D string. That's why we tuned it down. This one, yeah, the one at the string at the very top of your guitar up here. So you wanna go after you've done this. You wanna strum this, preferably like that. So just try doing that. I'll play it super slow. Oh, maybe you can see my fingers. Right, hold on. Okay, and then we go. This is way longer than it needs to be, but I'll try and speed it up, guys. I know, it's crazy. So it's like that. Oh my god, I gotta stop muting that string. My fingers are too fat for this. I gotta get like probably need to buy like I've got a Spanish guitar. Maybe that would be better, but it's got nylon strings, so it doesn't sound as good. But yeah, my fingers are just so big that it mutes the strings sometimes. It's a real problem. And there's thunder outside. I've got to stop distracting myself. Get back to the lesson, guys. So you're basically, after you do this, on the B string, which is the one right above the high E, this one. So you wanna go, and then you wanna do the B string. Holy crap, man! My fingers need to stop being. But you see what I mean? Like, my fingers are just too big. I'm just making excuses. There we are. So just like that. So. Just like that, and then you basically just do the same thing over and over again, but then you just change the chords, but you keep the same pattern. So you want to go, then the next one would obviously be, but the thing is with this one, you want to kind of, when you're playing this, oh my bad, you want to slide it down to the next chord. So it's kind of in sync, these two. So basically, right after you've plugged the B, in that pattern that I've shown you for the past like 5 minutes, the B, when you go to, after you do this, when you do that D, you want to slide down to that next chord. So you want to go. Or maybe not. The B is probably too early. When you hit the last note of that finger styling pattern that I showed you, then you slide down. But it's kind of, you'll get it. It'll be very easy eventually. But you'll have to like find you'll get it eventually. You basically just slide down. Enough yapping. And then. And then you go to the next chord, and then you go to the next chord, then you want to do that slidey thing again, and then you want to do the last chord. This one's stretchy, so if you've got small fingers you probably don't like it. So for the last one, you want to play instead of only once, like playing the pattern once, you want to play it twice. So like, and it should sound like this. And then I'll quickly show you the rest. I'll do a full video on it next time, like this. But just in case you want to just play this next part, it goes like this. It's the same pattern, same finger styling pattern. So you want to do that D chord. Remember the one that I showed you up here? But yeah, very common note. So you basically just hold the D chord and you do the same strumming pattern like this. Once, do that, and then you put what I do, because I've got big fingers, is I put my pinky up here, and then you put it on the 3rd fret of the. Oh wait, I didn't even tell you where the D is meant to be. You put the D down next to the. So ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string, and then index finger on the 2nd string of the G string. Second fret of the G string. My bad. Okay, and then you put your pinky finger up on the 3rd fret of the D string. Oh no, not the D string, of the A string. My bad. Also hard if you got like big fingers, because your fingers are so big they mute the strings. And then you wanna kind of ruin that D, and then bring your index finger from where it was before. Then you want to just raise it, same fret, 2nd fret, but you want to put it on the A string, and you want to keep these two down here on the E and the G, on the E and the B, and then you want to just go, you know, the same pattern. And then you want to just lower your index finger down to the bottom, just lower it 1 fret basically, bottom of the fretboard here. So essentially what you're doing is you're kind of trying to hold the same chord at the bottom, but you're just going, but you're doing the first one with your pinky finger, and then you do the last 2 with your index finger, like this. And then there's this fun little thing where it goes like, and by the way, I learned how to play this song. I don't know if I'm playing any of it right, I just learned how to play it with my ears. I like doing it. And then you go like, okay, so basically what that is you just put, for the first one, you just put a finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, just 1 finger. But instead of this time in the pattern, instead of picking the drop D string here, you just want to keep it in the boundary. It's the same pattern basically, but instead of the drop D string, you use the A string instead. And then you just drop it down 1, put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then you want to put your pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then you want to do the same pattern again. In this one, I like varying it sometimes by adding a drop D in there, and then it just goes back to that pattern. The next part goes like this. I'm going to do this quickly. But anyways, I'm going to leave it off there. It'll probably be a part 2 sometime. I can show you the electric guitar bits as well. I got this bad boy right here. Custom, I did it myself. Well, I didn't do the body, I just did all this. You know, you see the pick guard, I've got this cool metal custom bridge. You got the custom metal on the volume knobs. It's a beautiful guitar. Only cost me $130 new off Tillman. It's a Harley Benton. I really recommend it. I love it. But yeah, that's enough for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.